It all started when Seattle businessman Stanley McDonald chartered a small ship called the Yarmouth to serve as a floating hotel for the 1962 Seattle World's Fair.
We determined that there wasn't enough hotel rooms to take care of the people coming to the fair. So we decided to bring several ships, and they'd operate as a hotel while the people attended the fair. We came up with the idea that we needed a cruise ship that would cruise to the fair and put it on from San Francisco to Victoria, BC, and down to the Seattle World's Fair for a 10-day cruise. And this was a howling success.
When Stan ran his first newspaper ad promoting the World's Fair cruises, his office was a madhouse. Phones were ringing off the hook with people trying to reserve a spot. When the World's Fair ended, his desire to develop the cruise vacation business grew stronger.
I saw that people loved to cruise. And remember that the jet had come in and the cruise ships before were mere transportation. Now they were going to be something for a vacation. And so we searched around and came up with a ship that we could operate as a cruise ship. That ship was called the Princess Patricia, and that's where the name the Princess came from. I liked the name, we gave it that name.
But it wasn't always smooth sailing. Stan was inventing an entirely new way to vacation, and he was learning along the way.
The Princess Patricia didn't have a laundry on board. So they said, put your laundry together, and we'd had to put all the linens and everything else together and send them out when we get to Acapulco. We got down to Acapulco, and all the laundry was sent out, and we were going to sail the next morning. And the laundry came back, but it came back as one owner, Princess Patricia, with hundreds of people's laundry, and all mixed together. So we had to set up tables in the lobby and take out all this clean laundry, and people come down and identify their laundry.
Stan knew he was onto something and began to search for another ship to further expand his fledgling business. And he found the perfect ship in Italy. It had an unfinished hull with an innovative design for the time. The lifeboats were mounted lower, so the upper decks were uncluttered, and its engines were far in the rear, which left opportunity for spacious public rooms. Named Princess Italia, it was the first ship actually built for vacation cruising and featured a host of new amenities. Under Stan's stewardship, Princess was the first cruise line to run TV advertising, and one of his early decisions was to market his cruises to Mexico using the term Mexican Riviera to describe the destination. He knew that people were familiar with the French Riviera and its cachet, and he wanted to give his Mexico cruises the same polished feel. The term took off thanks to Princess's advertising, and it's known as the Mexican Riviera to this very day. Another of Stan's early contributions was the introduction of the now iconic Sea Witch logo, one of the most famous in the travel industry.
And it's interesting to say that I've forgotten now, but I think we paid $50,000 for the man to do it, and I would say it's worth millions of dollars today.
Stan then pioneered cruising through the Panama Canal with Princess Italia, and the ship was such a great success that he knew they needed a second, larger ship. Princess Carla joined the fleet, and together with Princess Italia, they pioneered Alaska cruising in 1969. His vision for a larger Princess Cruises fleet continued, and he built two identical new ships, Island Princess and Pacific Princess, both joining the fleet in 1974. Little did anyone know at the time that these two ships were about to become stars. Stan sold the company to P&O that same year and stayed on to run the cruise line until 1980. During this time, he had the good sense to accept a proposal from a TV producer to use Princess ships as the setting for a new episodic series entitled The Love Boat.
And I'll never forget the time that our man came in and he said, well, I got rid of this person that wanted to make a deal with us on putting on a TV show aboard the ship. That night I left the office and came back the next morning, and I said, gee, let's talk about that thing again. Well, it turned out that it was the Love Boat. So we damn near threw it out the window. And they made the cruise industry jump ahead years and years in that one program.
After leaving the company, Stan went on to develop numerous other businesses. But he's always maintained that founding Princess Cruises was his proudest and most enjoyable accomplishment.
I'm very proud of the fact that these ships are now the destination for the passenger.
To this day, many refer to Stan as the father of cruising, a term that is richly deserved.
Well, I've heard that I'm one of the fathers of cruising. I think there's everybody trying to do it that was in the cruise business. But we certainly were in the forefront of it, and I would say one of the leaders, if not the leader.
Stan is now 94 years old and enjoying his retirement in Seattle with his wife Barbara and their extended family. We're delighted that he is with us today in spirit and is helping to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the company he founded. Stan, we thank you for helping to build a whole new vacation category and for creating one of the most popular and successful cruise lines. Your legacy lives on. And now, coming to us from Seattle, Stan McDonald sends his wishes for a happy anniversary to Princess Cruises.
Happy anniversary, Princess. I'm so proud of the company. Princess gave me the best years of my life. Here's to 50 more years.